Hello and welcome back to another issue of the Mortal Realms magazine. So this week we're up to issue number 24 and here's a little blip at the cover for you. Okay, before I go up top and I show you it properly. And you'll be happy to know that we have a nice sprue of models and these are the Nighthaunt reinforcements. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop up top, open the magazine, give you a look, and then as per usual, go away, build the models, come back and finish with a showcase. Okay folks, so here we have issue number 24. So as per the norm, we see the £7.99, Warhammer Age of Sigmar, Mortal Realms, our cover stars, battle games in the Age of Sigmar, new Nighthaunt reinforcements, learn about Lord Executioners and new war scrolls and battle plan. Okay, so let's delve in and let's have a look. Okay, so the contents page. In this issue, Lord Executioners. Explore the history and lore behind the Lord Executioners, spirit to bring Nagash's cruel justice to those who cross him. Grimghast Reapers. We've seen these guys before. The terrifying Grimghast Reapers sweep across the battlefield, swinging their giant scythes before them and cutting down their enemies. Ghyran, the Realm of Life. Okay, so it's telling us a little bit about another one of the home realms. I was going to say planets then. How to build Nighthaunt Geists. How to paint Nighthaunt Geists. And then, here we go. Like last week, we've got a load of war scrolls. So we've got one for the Lord Executioner, Grimghast Reapers, Castigators, and the Spectral Headsman. Okay. So, the Spectral Headsman is actually the battle plan. So the Stormcast Eternals scour an abandoned ruin only to be attacked by the Lord Executioner and his spectral followers. So there we have the editor's bit, and then we go right on to introducing our main character for this issue, the Nighthaunt Lord Executioner. Okay, and he is Champions B9 for anybody who's following along with the binder. So there's a little bit of artwork for our guy. He just looks basically like the Grim Reaper. You can see the noose. There is no honour in your soul and there shall be no redemption. That's the spirit of Andros the Black. Okay, so you have a little bit of our usual fluff. So turning over, we go straight into, like last week, it's showing us the Executioner, and we have a little diagram, and we have little pointers, okay? And that's just telling us about the gallows, the hangman's noose, the hood, the great axe, disembodied skulls, and the ethereal mist. Okay, so it's basically just highlighting some of the cool stuff on the model for us. And then we go on to a little bit about the warriors, Nighthaunt, Grimghast Reapers. Lovely bit of artwork there. It tells us more about the blind geists. It just says, in life, those who were to become Grimghast Reapers were careful, precise killers. So they're basically the spirits of rather naughty people. Okay. We go on to Death Knells. These are the champions of the Grimghast Reapers. The extollers of Shyish, or extollers even. Okay, and again, like last week, we get a couple of the character names. So let me just butcher them for you. Tynak the Shepherd, Archis Dram, Morder Ilthax, Sanctioned Shrouds. So it just tells us the Grimghast Reapers are blindfolded with sanctified shrouds. So it tells us all about the coverings of their faces and what they're about and the relevance. And then we have our guide, the Realm Guide to Ghyran. It says it's the Realm of Life, which is probably portrayed in the green and giving us the idea of sort of forests and that kind of stuff. Okay, so this is nice. I do enjoy the fact that they're going over, showing us all about the different realms. You know, said just like the Realm of Death and everything so dark. It's lovely to see nature in there. So it tells a little bit about the people of Ghyran. We get a lovely little bit of art there. What's this? Hamohal Gyra. All it tells us about one of the cities. The Living City. Greywater Fastness is a city. Yeah, okay, so it tells us about a couple of the cities there. And the cosmology. As with all the mortal realms, bar Shyish, the magic of Ghyran is most powerful at the outer edge of the realm. Okay, so it just tells us a little bit about the magic and stuff. And again, you know, lovely little pictures just to give us that little bit of an idea, a little bit of inspiration maybe when you're building your battlefields. Okay, how to build the Nighthaunt Geists. Now again, these are the push fit models, but anybody who saw last week's episode will know I had a little bit of a complaint. I think I built these before, and they do appear to be quite a nice fit, but, you know, let's wait until a little showcase, because I really don't want to moan like I done last week, okay? I apologise again for that, but I really couldn't let it go. Okay, so we just see how we assemble these. And again, you know, the Nighthaunt models go on about it, how lovely they are, but they are quite fragile. So please be careful when putting these together, more so when sort of putting the bases, you know, pushing the model down into the base. The amount of them I've nearly snapped, you wouldn't believe. Okay, how to paint Nighthaunt Geists. So again, it gives us all the colours we need. It tells us to gather our models, so that's all the ones we get in this issue here. And then we just go over what you do with the Corax White. That's basically an overcoat, undercoat even, sorry, where, you know, all you're doing is applying like a layer of paint to just let the other paint stick. And then we go with a base coat of Nelac Oxide, and then it looks like we're adding a little bit of dry brushing on the Corax White. Okay, I'm not going to go back over all these, guys. Anybody who's new here and is interested, just take a quick look back at a few of the previous issues where I explain everything. I just don't want to, like, where I'm explaining the same thing every week, you know, because there's like a lot of you folks out there who love this series and they do follow it. Okay, then it's telling us basically to get a little bit of Cantor blue on there, add some corn red in around the edges of the cloaks, and a little bit of lead belcher, which is like your silver for the weapons. Okay, and just go over there, just continuing with the little bit of silverware to apply them on things like the cuffs and stuff like that, and then dryad bark, a little bit of wood on the little staff there. Okay, Raycarth flesh in and across the face. And it's just showing us on the different models, the Glaive Wraith Stalkers, the Reapers, and the Lord Executioner. Okay, so, you know, these paint jobs again are pretty basic, but, you know, they're okay. The magazines come apart, it normally comes apart before now. Okay, and finished models. Anyone new here, the magazine pulls apart because we do get binders to put all this stuff in, okay? So this is showing us the models up to now. These are not the finished job, guys. There will be more different parts added and different colours added and stuff like that, more detail as we get further into the series and we get more paints. Okay, so move on to the War Scrolls for the Lord Executioner. And as by now, the way they started doing this, it gives us a full thing about their abilities on the back. So these would actually be nice to take out, you know, photocopy and maybe laminate. If you are a new player, or even a returning player who just wants, you know, the rules simplified a little bit. You know, it tells you all about like things like behead and strike, and you know, all the different ranges and how you use all the different weapons, and you know, it's just stuff like that. They are really, really good. A really useful tool. Okay, then we go on to the Grimghast Reapers. I think I failed to mention before. Basically, for anyone new here, a War Scroll is basically the card that explains your model. It shows a picture of the model, tells your model's name, the weapons that they've got, and any kinds of abilities you can do with them, and then important stats, how far they can move, their save throw, their bravery, and how many wounds they have. Okay. And again, it tells us the Grimghast Reaper's abilities. The Extoller of Shyish, reaped like corn, and for whom the bell tolls. So I'm not going to ruin that for you, but it's some, yeah, a couple of nice little rules in there. And then we go on to the Stormcast Eternals, and we meet the Castigators again. These are the guys with the ranged weapons. I call them crossbows, they're not, but you know what I mean. Bear with me. Okay. And again, folks, all the same sort of stuff there as in the other ones. Once you can read one War Scroll, you can read them all. And tell us about our Castigator's abilities. The Prime's basically like the Sergeant, like the leader of a unit. They have Celestial Energy, so it tells you how that works, what you need to roll, etc. And just tells you about their accuracy and their power. Okay. And then we go into the Spectral Headsman, which is our battle report, and actually says about Gairan 5 there. So that's obviously the relevance of where it goes. Shows us our, by now, beautiful artwork. I mean, the amount of comments you guys leave me over the artwork, you know, and I stand with you, I agree with you 100%. I could have loads of this stuff just sort of framed, you know. The stuff and the fluff and all that kind of stuff around Age of Sigmar really, really is good. Okay. And we go for our battle plan, Battle in the Forest. The Lord Executioner has risen to attack the Stormcast Eternals and slay the Knight Questor. The duel between these two heroes may well decide the outcome of this battle. So there we can see our forces. We have Glaive Wraith Stalkers and Grimghast Reapers with the Lord Executioner there leading them. And on our Stormcast side, we have a Prosecutor, who was our character from last week, some Castigators, and the Night Questor. It tells us who has the first turn, which is the Nighthaunt, and again it's just glorious victory, wipe your opponents off the board. By now, the usual second to last page, the penultimate page, just tells us Mortal Realms and guidance. It just basically gives us the web address of Games Workshop, the makers of the game, to just go along, have a look, find stores, all that kind of stuff. Leading on to the online presence, which is the Warhammer community. Again, it's like forums and stuff where you'll find like-minded hobbyists, and they are quite welcoming, to be honest with you. Well, most of them are, to new gamers. And exploration. Mortal Realms is just the beginning. Hundreds of models and more games await. Loosely translated into, say, to out your wallet and your bank balance, because these things, like I said last week, can cost, okay? And we have a preview of next week's issue. Issue 25, 2 new paints. So we get to see Balthasar Gold, I haven't seen that one before, and Agras Earthshade. Okay, so it's going to be a quick issue next week where we'll go over the magazine, guys. There's a preview of the cover. 2 new paints. Okay, I'm going to now go away, build these models, and we'll finish off with a showcase. Okay guys, welcome back to the showcase. So the models, once built, we have 5 of the Glaive Wraith Stalkers, 4 of the Grimghast Reapers, and the Lord Executioner himself. Let me just start off by saying, before I started building these, I looked at them with complete horror. I thought these are going to be, pardon the pun, a nightmare. However, they weren't. These kits went together really, really well. I mean, look into detail, these guys. These are the Glaive Wraith Stalkers. So you can see like the bony, haggardy faces of them there. And you've got the big staffs with the big sharp blades on. And the little robes. And again, a little bit of a base there. So you know what I'm going to say, don't you? Dry brushing and ink. And even the details on like the hands that come together on the models, these are like really nice, despite the fact they're just basically core troops. So here's number 1. And you're going to see these are pretty similar. Okay, so I'm really not going to sort of do the whole description thing. Here's number 2. Okay. Number 3. The poses are slightly different. Some of them like more hunched over, and you get like sort of a little bit of a fence with this guy as like the little bit of scenery there, just to, you know, give him a little bit of make him a little bit different. Okay, number 4. There we go. Okay, so giving him a little spin. And finally, the last one of the Stalkers. These are basically just the 2 pieces that glue together and then glue into the base. So, Games Workshop, where I slated you last week, I'm going to rate you this week. Well done on that. Okay, the Grimghast Reapers. These guys are really cool. These are like Grim Reapers with like the big sights. So again, a little bit of scenery on the bottom there. Flowing capes, and look at them guys, those big sights, giving this guy a spin there. Okay, a little close up of the head there. We see a little bit of chainmail down on the bottom. Number 2. These are so dynamically posed, it's probably not coming out on camera, but you know, when they're painted up and put on a battlefield, these will, pardon the pun, look wicked. A little bit of a cross in there as well. And the damage as well on the end of the blades, or the sights, is like just really good. I really, you know, where last week I said about enjoying the Stormcast models, you know, I keep swaying every week between the Stormcast and the Nighthaunt. You know, these are going to be 2 exceptional armies, and to be honest, I don't think Games Workshop would have chose better, you know. There we go. Look at this guy here with his scythe all fully lifted up, ready to slam it down into a poor weary enemy. I mean, the pose on that's fantastic, you know. Like I say, going back to the point, like you couldn't really pick 2 better armies, both so thematic and, you know, really just cool. I can't wax lyrical enough about these. And again, we've got the other guy who I've decided to build with a bell. There is a power to the bell, right off the top of my head, being caught out. I can't remember exactly what it is, but you could build this guy with another one of the sights, or you could do this. I think it basically makes him like a sort of unit leader. And you see like little bells coming off his capes and stuff. These really are nice, and the star of the show for me is the Lord Executioner. I mean, just look at this guy. I'm going to give you him there, standing alone, so you can see the gallows, and you can see spirits over his head, and you can see him waving around his weapon. Okay, so coming in closer, there he is himself, the hangman himself, and you can see like the veil over his face there, and you can see these sort of tormented skulls, sort of spirits flying around, and there's the gallows with the noose and the rope. Okay, and coming down, and we can see it actually looks like, yeah, it's like an axe, and it looks like, is that a little bit of a spirit there maybe? As in like he's beheaded it, and there's a skull on the bottom. So just sort of turn it round a wee bit more there. I'm not actually sure. I think that looks like is it like a banner? I'm really not sure. It might actually just be like ethereal kind of energy. Let me know what you think, guys. But yeah, I mean, he's an exceptional model, isn't he, the Lord Executioner? I mean, just again, look at the expression on that face. All right, guys. So really happy this week with this one. Nice welcome return back to the Mortal Realms. That was issue 24, and I'll see you all next time.